smile, feeling a lot better about things as Kilby O'Veris takes upstairs for ball one.
By the way, in A ball, Luis Lopez played for Bruce Bochy, the manager of the San Diego Padres.
And a fastball on the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike on Veris.
Now you're talking about baseball, not playing the slots or whatever in Vegas.
No. This was an A ball. He wasn't in Vegas at that time. But Bochy was telling me he was very high on him. The only thing is he was concerned about Lopez's injuries.
1-2 now to Kilby O'Veris. And that's another part of the Mets defensive scheme worth noting tonight. Bernard Gilkey in right field and Butch Husky on the bench. Bobby Valentine trying to get Huskies back going, or pardon me, Gilkey's back going. Right here, 1-2 to the leadoff man, Kilby O'Veris, and he lays off. The count evens. Veris had been in a pretty bad batting slump until the last week or so. He's got 6 hits now in his last 18 at bats. And the 2-2 fouled away.
When Kilby O'Veris was with the Florida Marlins, he was known for his speed, but he got in trouble in the clubhouse. They ended up trading him away. He got to the Padres, had a decent year his first year, and then lost his speed the second year, but it's back.
Led the league in stolen bases, but not last year.
That's pulled and a fair ball. Long throw for Alfonso, and it's right there. So good throw by Fonzie, 1 man away.
Was an amazing play by Edgardo Alfonso. The ball right down the line. The ball takes a bad hop up. And he's able to make that play and throw from the foul area. And he got a lot of that throw. Look at this play.
Oh, Ken Caminetti has to be impressed. Caminetti took that Gold Glove last year. Alfonso, I thought, should have won it.
Tony Gwynn fouls the first pitch off. Tony Gwynn, until just the last couple of games, had been anything but Tony Gwynn. Recently went through an 8 for 52 slump at 309 average, awfully low for a man who's won 4 straight batting titles and 8 overall. To the shortstop, Lopez. And quickly, 2 men away.
I asked Tony, the hitter, he would most like to be compared with. I figured it was going to be Ted Williams because he was from San Diego. But he said, Stan the Man Musial.
Not much difference there. In fact, Stan Musial gets so little attention as one of the greatest hitters of all time. 7-time batting champion. One of the great hitters that ever played this game.
Wasn't his batting average almost identical against right-handed and left-handed pitching?
It was identical.
It was. Just exactly what I said.
Greg Vaughn takes a fastball inside from Leiter, and what a story Greg Vaughn has been. Basically on baseball's scrap heap a year ago, but he's bounced back with 37 home runs. You saw the 89 RBIs, and he hits that one deep to left field, and one hops the wall. On his way to second is Vaughn, and he's got a 2-out double.
Well, Greg Vaughn was given out on by the Padres. They traded him to the Yankees. The Yankees found out that he was an injury-prone type guy and turned him back. And the Padres reaped the benefits of Vaughn this year.
They said that during the offseason he worked extremely hard with a personal trainer to get back in shape physically and mentally, and he came out of the chute in a hurry this year.
He is a cousin to Mo Vaughn, and he has hit more home runs in his major league career than Mo Vaughn.
Jim Leyritz now has really bounced around the last couple of years, hitting .340 in San Diego, and he takes ball 1 from Leiter. Remember, Leyritz is the guy who had perhaps the biggest hit of the 1996 World Series, and that's less than 2 full years ago. Yet since then he's played for the Angels, the Rangers, the Red Sox, and now the San Diego Padres. Vaughn measuring his lead, and a comebacker that Leiter handles. Side retired. So Leiter gives up a 2-run double, nothing more. Middle of the first at Shea. The Padres nothing. The Mets are coming up. .67 earned run average in his last 4 starts. Gets set to go to work. Hamilton 5-3 in his career against the Mets, although he did lose to New York earlier this season in San Diego. McRae takes ball 1 from Hamilton.
One thing about Hamilton, we'll see a fast game. He is the second fastest pitcher working on the mound in the National League. Only Greg Maddux has worked faster.
Yeah, the average time of a Joey Hamilton game, 2 hours and 40 minutes. Maddux is 11 minutes faster than that. And that's pulled over Joyner, a bad hop. McRae turns first on his way to second. Win up with the ball, plays it back in, and McRae has a leadoff double. Earlier in the year, Brian McRae never gets a hop like this, right?
He is hot. There's no doubt about that. In his last 42 games, he's hitting .308. And the base hit here to start it off last night, 2 for 4 with a home run.
So McRae in scoring position, and Edgardo Alfonzo the batter. Slider away, 1-0. One of Alfonso's greatest strengths is situations like this, where he can hit the ball to the right side, move McRae over.
He's an ideal second place hitter.
He's outstanding at hitting the ball the other way, even the pitch outside off the plate.
Missed inside.
When he's hitting the ball well, he's taking that pitch inside and then getting the pitch out over the plate to hammer. Hit some big hits on the last road trip.
Varus, the second baseman, over towards the hole with the shortstop Gomez cheating a step towards the bag. Alfonso.
He does one thing. He takes a lot of 2-0 pitches.
But he goes after that one and hits it to the right side. So he does his job as McRae goes to third. One man away, and John Olerud coming up. Let's take a look at the San Diego Padres defensive alignment for tonight.
Vaughn in left, Rivera in center, Gwynn in right. Leiter at third, Gomez at short, Varus at second, Joyner at first, and Hernandez doing the catching.
Big shoes to fill at third base. Ken Caminiti in the dugout. Jim Leyritz, after 2 years playing third base.
And a breaking ball to John Olerud, 0-1. Olerud on an 11-game hitting streak and that .334 average, good for 4th in the National League.
Oh, he reminds you of Wally Joyner, even his demeanor.
Got a little more hair than Wally.
Well, Wally, I believe, shaved his head. But Olerud with 14 home runs.
Wally calls himself follically challenged. That's a 90s term for ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes down to Olerud.
Wally Joyner is one of the top fielding first basemen in baseball history, and he's never won a Gold Glove. Tied for 8th in the all-time list of fielding, and 2 percentage points off being tied for first.
Fly ball, center field. That'll score a run. Ruben Rivera there. And McRae comes home with the first run of the ball game. Sacrifice fly. RBI number 59 for John Olerud. And the Mets are leading by a score of 1-0.
Well, very good execution by the Mets, especially Alfonso moving McRae to third base for the sac fly.
Olerud with runners in scoring position, one of the best in baseball, and he does the job of scoring the runner on the out.
So 2 away, and Mike Piazza, who's hitting 10 straight. And he takes a fastball. 1 ball, no strikes.
Ralph, you hit it on the nose before. Piazza batting over 300. Supposedly having a bad year. Not having the home runs, although I'll tell you, he can hit 6 in a hurry. He could get a bunch of home runs.
Had 40 last year. Batted .362. But amazingly, when you have years like that, if you don't do it again, they ask what's wrong.
He generated a lot of interest here in New York when the Mets needed it.
The Dodgers had a pitcher named Billy Lowe's who said he never wanted to win 20 games because they would expect you to do it again.
It's a nice picture right there. Piazza and Hundley.
A bouncer through the hole. And Piazza now has an 11-game hitting streak. And the other part of that picture, Todd Hundley's coming up. So Piazza aboard with 2 out. Ralph, what's your take on the Hundley situation with regard to the fact that I guess essentially he's finishing spring training right about now? You've got the rest of the league in literal mid-season form. How behind do you think Todd is?
I don't think he's behind at all and shouldn't be. The one thing I think is the problem is that he's trying too hard. He has to give himself a better chance, and right there a pitch that was close called a ball, and that helped him in his batting.
Piazza at first with 2 men out, and the 1-0 fouled away. Why would you not think that he'd be behind at all?
He's played enough games.
Even now, huh? 2.5, 3
18
weeks.
games. You know, you do go back to World War II, when the players started coming back from the war. They were in the service. They got back in action in a hurry.
Easy play in center for Ruben Rivera, and Hundley retired. But the Mets jump on top. Brian McRae double. John Olerud drove him home with a fly ball after Alfonso. And Fox Sports New York is prohibited. You tell him he's follically challenged. One of the members of Wally Joyner's fan club. Perhaps. Nothing at 1 to Joyner, who does have a fan club that go to the games in San Diego wearing, can't call them masks because they don't cover the face, but in effect they just slap, I don't know what you call it exactly, some kind of, it's not Velcro, but some kind of appendage to their skulls, which I guess they call it a bald pate, John McCone offers. A little bit of hair on each side. And he pulls it to the hole. Leiter's got to get over. And that's how he got into trouble in the first place. Olerud doesn't even make the throw. So it's an infield hit for Wally Joyner.
Ralph, when you take a look at Wally Joyner's career, when he was at the California Angels, he hit a lot of home runs. One year he hit 34 home runs. Another year 21 home runs. But every year it went down, down, down. What do you think? I mean, he still makes good contact. Here he picks up an infield hit. Olerud catches the ball and holds on to it.
Yeah, it should be the other way around when the home run totals go up. Usually you find out how to hit home runs after 4 or 5 years in the majors. Get your good pitches to hit. He's having a good solid year. And I was amazed when California let him go.
Yeah. Ended up with the Kansas City Royals.
0-1 now to Ruben Rivera. Rivera got off to an outstanding start with the Padres. Has 10 hits in his last 44 at bats, though. Inside 1-1. He called Rivera up from Las Vegas in mid-May. James Mouton went on the disabled list. Rivera, of course, the kid they got from the Yankees as payment for the rights to Hideki Arabu. And Leiter comes inside, almost hit him. It's 2-1.
He is a terrific talent. Not only Rivera, but Leiter. But his temperament has gotten him into all kinds of problems in his early career.
See Olerud playing in front of the base runner, Wally Joyner, and again Leiter comes inside. Now it's 3-1. Another one of those guys who had the label 5 tools.
That label will get you in trouble. How many times have we seen guys with that 5-tool label and they're traded because they're not living up to their potential?
And Leiter now has walked Rivera. The Padres have runners at first and second, nobody out. So an infield hit by Joyner, a walk to Rivera. Now the bottom third of the Padres order. Catcher Carlos Hernandez is next. First walk issued tonight by Leiter. Former Padres infielder Tim Flannery.
One of the most popular players ever to put on a Padre uniform.
Singer, plays in a band. Carlos Hernandez, the catcher. 2 on, nobody out. Mets leading 1-0. Up the middle by Erga. And a double play. So Baerga took it himself, and now there are 2 men away. Moving to third is Joyner.
Well, this ball is hit right off the fist and not hit hard, but certainly in the right place. And there was a fake in the throw and a double play.
Have you ever seen a fake?
No.
Who was Carlos faking?
So the old quarterback keeper gets the Mets 2 outs, and now Chris Gomez is the batter. Gomez only 2 for 14 in his career against Al Leiter. Fastball, 0-1.
Because of his defense, the Padres call him Steady Eddie. He has done a good job defensively for the Padres.
I never heard of a guy called Steady Eddie whose name was Chris.
I know, neither did I until tonight.
No balls, 2. That's about the weakest nickname I've ever heard.
What would you call? Let's give him a nickname.
Well, it's not part of the equation.
Go Gomez.
So Leiter a pitch away from getting out of mild trouble here in the second. And the 0-2 pitch. On the outside corner. Gomez doesn't think so. But Leiter got the ground ball when he needed it. And then strikes out Gomez looking. No runs a hit, 1 left. Middle of the second at Shea. 1-0 New York. That picture tells you just how overcast it is. Guess it depends on the sharpness and hue of your television set, but they had the tarp not on the field but rolled out to the foul lines just before the game began in anticipation of storms that we are told have riddled New Jersey. So maybe they'll miss Queens altogether. 1 ball, 1 strike to Carlos. Inside, 2-1. Ralph, were they chewing up sunflower seeds in your day the way they do now? What was the
No, not like they do now.
what was the nervous habit of choice back then?
Tobacco.
Mainly fouled off, 2 balls, 2 strikes. I mean, you walk into a dugout now, if you ever should have the access, even to a picture of a major league dugout after a ball game, and you would think that you were in a butcher's shop when they had the sawdust on the floor.
It's trash.
This is nothing. This is the second inning. 2-2 to Baerga, and he's gone for a strikeout for Joey Hamilton. So 1 out in the second inning.
Well, if anything has hurt Joey Hamilton this year, he's been inconsistent with his pitches as far as throwing good strikes. But here he throws a nasty pitch to Carlos Baerga. That ate him up.
Carlos having trouble with the ball inside ever since he's been with the Mets.
Well, Bernard Gilkey's having trouble with everything lately. Fouls the first pitch back, 0-1. It's almost at the point, don't you think, of being inexplicable. Now, Bernard Gilkey has gone from where he was 2 years ago, which was one of the best run producers and hitters in the entire league, to the struggling facsimile of that Gilkey this year as well as last.
I don't think there's an answer to it. He swings the ball well. He's aggressive. He's works hard. He's a good guy all the way around. Does everything he's supposed to do.
So if you had to break his swing down, you'd say nothing evident or nothing obviously wrong with it?
I would say the one thing he is not doing now is getting good pitches to hit. There's a good pitch to hit, and he hits the line drive that's caught. That's one of the reasons why.
That's a sign of a bad year.
Oh, he hit it right at Leiter.
Gilkey has enough talent, and his bat speed is still very, very good. And I'm sure the Mets are concerned that, you know, if you trade him away, he might go out and do the job for another ball club. But here he takes a good swing. His bat hasn't slowed down at all. Hits that ball very hard, and Leiter makes the grab.
Joey Hamilton just got a visit from Bruce Bochy, the manager and the trainer of the San Diego Padres, and there was nothing that appeared obvious about Hamilton showing any discomfort after delivering to Gilkey, and he shrugged them off and said get back in the dugout. So 2 out, nobody on. Luis Lopez coming up now for New York. And our Aflac trivia question for tonight has to do with ex-Mets who have managed the Padres. By way of a hint, I'll tell you that one of them's got the job now. 0-1 to Luis Lopez. Into the Met dugout, 0-2.
You could have said one of them was born in Germany.
You got me on that one.
Bruce Bochy.
That's the same one. Okay, so we've still only given him 1. We're in a magnanimous mood tonight, letting him think about 3. Off the inside corner to Lopez.
It wasn't Jerry Coleman. There's Bruce right there. Jerry Coleman broadcast the Mets game, the Padre games, and then became the manager.
And Lopez down on strikes. So Joey Hamilton strikes out a pair in the inning, getting Lopez.
Of course, he's the newest Mets left fielder, and today he was a bit of an instructor. He was out at Cunningham Park, near St. John's University here in Queens, and he was part of a PAL demonstration. He was showing some of the young kids how to play the outfield. That's a bit of a switch. He has the new leather. And we had some fun with him before the game. Talked to him about that new piece of equipment that he lugs around with him. He's getting better out here, but he says he's got a ways to go.
It's turning shades of gold every day that goes by. I'm getting a lot more comfortable out there. I'm not. The panic mode is gone, so to speak, and feels good. I'm starting to have more fun out there. I would love to start getting a few more base hits here and there. That's driving me nuts, but I just got to be relaxed with it. Hit the ball the other way, and you know, Ashby last night's tough pitcher. He's always, you know, his record is 15-5, and he's a quality pitcher. So I just got to start hitting the ball the other way and not trying to hit it 9 miles.
Is it a Todd Hundley autographed outfielder stuff?
No, if they did that, I don't think a kid would buy this glove. This kid would look on the shelf and put it away and go to the Barry Bonds model in a heartbeat.
Well, in Todd Hundley's perfect world, he might not want to be out there, but you can't have a better attitude about it than he's exhibited. 2-2 to the pitcher, Joey Hamilton. And he's gone. Second strikeout for Leiter, 1 man away.
In the old days of baseball, before the gloves started to get good, a Joe Dokes model was the model we all tried to use. It was the best glove made. And Joe Dokes was a spitball pitcher.
Gilvio Veras, the second baseman. Now, why would a spitball pitcher, at least theoretically, have the best glove around?
I really don't know the answer to that, except he might have been just the guy that said, I'd like to have a big glove that I can hide my fingers and spit in the ball. You know, spitball pitchers were allowed to spit in the ball at one time. So they would hold the glove in front of their face and spit on the ball. And sometimes they'd fake spitting on the ball and throw a fastball.
Ralph, didn't they stop that pitch because it was unsanitary?
That's what they said.
It's a
Can you
disgusting
believe that?
Why didn't they just use Vaseline like Gaylord did?
Well, they didn't have that invented then.
Vicks.
Saliva's been with us a long time.
The 1-1 to Veras, up foul.
When they put that rule into effect, all the pitchers that were throwing spitballs were allowed to continue until they went out of baseball. But the new ones coming up to the major leagues could not spit on the ball.
But the last one to do it legally was Burley Grimes.
He was one of those. I'm not sure he was the last.
Gilvio Veras caught looking. 3 straight strikeouts now for Al Leiter. 2 men away in the third. And let's finish out the Aflac trivia question having to do with ex-Mets as managers of the San Diego Padres. Current manager Bruce Bochy is 1. A couple of original Mets are in there as well. Don Zimmer and Roger Craig both were there in 1962 when the Mets broke into the National League. And Larry Boa played briefly for them at the end of the 1985 season. Tony Gwynn played for Boa. 1 ball, 1 strike to Gwynn. Grounded to short his first time up. That's hit well, left center field. Hundley on the run, but in one hops the wall. McCray plays the carom, and Tony Gwynn has a 2-out double. Third hit for the Padres off of Leiter.
Well, Gwynn is going to do something he hasn't done for a long, long time. He's going to hit under 300 for 2 consecutive months, June and July. He hadn't done that since 1992.
Well, boy, could he hit the ball where it's pitched. Here's the pitch out over the plate from our rooftop camera. Gwynn driving the ball into the gap in left center field.
No strike.
Boy,
amazing hitter.
He's a real student of hitting. It's great to sit with Tony Gwynn and have him talk hitting for a half hour.
He says he hasn't been finding the holes, but he finds more holes in his career than anybody except the donut makers.
Greg Vaughn, the batter, he doubled his first time up. And even with Leiter on deck, who hits well against southpaws, the Mets will probably pitch very carefully to Greg Vaughn with first base open and 2 men out.
Vaughn with runners in scoring position is not doing well at all. .216 batting average.
Leiter challenged him. 1 ball, 1 strike.
42% of his runs batted in have come because of his own and solo home run. Amazing.
He struggled against left-hand pitching. He was 0 for his last 17 against southpaws. Still coming up with that double.
He has done something no other hitter has done. He drove in 100 runs in 1 season, playing in 2 different leagues to get to 100.
Checked his swing and fouled it off, and now it's 1-2. Milwaukee sent him to San Diego and looked like he was never going to adapt to the National League. Actually hoping the trade with the Yankees would come off. And then when it didn't, finished out the season in San Diego, turned it all around this year. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Gwynn leads from second. Mets ahead 1-0. And 2-2 now to Vaughn.
Well, Leiter threw that fastball in and threw it hard by Vaughn. A lot of pitchers are nervous about throwing that ball up in that area because if you miss, that's the ball that the hitter can do some damage, especially a home run hitter. So we'll see if Leiter goes back and challenges Vaughn inside. Leiter likes to pitch in.
That's where he goes, but he missed. So now a full count with first base open.
You don't see too many left-handers who like to go inside on right-handed hitters.
I can think of one. Jerry Kuzma.
Kuzma's tough.
John Matlock.
That last pitch up and in on Greg Vaughn. The Chase Chan showed us that replay.
And the payoff pitch missed with a slider. So Vaughn draws the walk after Leiter was ahead 1-2, and now he'll face Jim Leyritz with 2 on.
That's a good job of pitching, even though he walked him. He would not give in to him, and he will take on the lesser hitter and Leyritz.
Leyritz hit a weak comebacker to Leiter his first time up. Gwynn at second, Vaughn at first. Not much in the way of speed on the bases. Mets play Leyritz straight up, and he's hit by Leiter to load the bases.
He got hit, and Piazza got hit.
So that's the 8th batter that Leiter's hit this year. Piazza doesn't count. So now the bases will be loaded for Wally Joyner.
Everybody focused on Leyritz, but Piazza took it as badly as Leyritz did. Speaking of getting hit, one of the coaches, and I believe it was Davey Lopes, get hit with a line drive in the back during batting practice today. Here's that pitch. It hit a Piazza harder than it hit Leiter. Leiter has the protection on the arm. He's in pain. Oh.
Mike Piazza has taken more shots since coming to the Mets than any catcher I've seen.
I'll bet you that was Piazza going, ooh, not Leiter.
Mike didn't play the carom properly.
I'm telling you, this guy get hit. I believe it was Davey Lopes get hit with a bullet during batting practice in the back. He was hitting balls to the outfield, and he stepped behind a protective cage or screen and get hit right in the back with a line drive.
1-0 now to Wally Joyner with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Mets clinging to a 1-0 lead. We're in the third.
And the #1 guy in driving in runs with men in scoring position in the National League.
That's Gwynn at third, Vaughn at second, and Jim Leyritz, the runner at first. Joyner at 447 with runners in scoring position. And as he fouls that back, advantage Leiter, 1-2.
And Leiter's had the advantage over left-handers all year. Now look at that stat with the bases loaded. Joyner has been a clutch hitter. He's got his work cut out for him against Leiter.
The only good hitter with real bad numbers we've seen with the bases loaded was Sammy Sosa until the last 2 days.
He had never hit a grand slam home run until 2 days ago.
The 1-2 to Joyner. In the air and playable. Lopez wants it. And in foul territory, he makes the catch. So the Padres leave the bases loaded. Leiter got the first 2, but then a double.
Balls to the outfielders, and they had the protective screen between the pitcher's mound and second base. And for just a second, he walked to the right of the screen to hit a ball. And I'm telling you, he got hit. The hitter hit the ball as hard as anybody, hit him right in the back. And you know what? I couldn't believe he didn't go down. He kept hitting balls. I'd have milked that for 2 weeks.
38 consecutive stolen bases for Davey Lopes, at that time a all-time record.
1-0 to Al Leiter leading off the third.
Oh boy. You know who was unhappy about that ball being missed? Is the home plate umpire, Larry Concino, said, you know what? Do me a favor. Catch that darn thing. No.
There have been catches that have on purpose that have allowed balls to go on through to hit the umpire.
Well, I seen it in the minor leagues, and I remember teams would yell at the home plate umpire, our catcher's going to let it go through and hit you. I don't think I'd ever do that.
Well, Hernandez is up second in the 4th inning for the Padres.
No,
you think he'll get a call?
He didn't do it.
So 2-2 now to Leiter. Hernandez the latest in a line of catchers to go to the goaltending equipment. Hockey goalie mask. And Hamilton runs it full to the opposing pitcher.
Mike Piazza tried that mask after getting hit in the head down in Atlanta, but quickly discarded it.
Still full to Leiter.
Hernandez looks like a man from another planet with that stuff on.
There's Big Mike.
Not quite color coordinated. Dark jerseys, light mask. And the fastball missed. So Joey Hamilton walks Al Leiter to start the third. First walk issued by Hamilton. And back to the top of the Mets batting order, Brian McRae. And you walk the pitcher, and then the manager's got to get up and walk it off himself.
That is one of the big mistakes a pitcher could make, and Hamilton's problems have been with control.
Padres playing great baseball. Coming into tonight's action, 12-game lead over the Giants, who will be coming into Shea Stadium. Big series for the New York Mets. Big victory last night. And this guy hit a home run last night.
0-1 to McRae, and for each home run hit by the Mets this year, Fox Sports New York will make a contribution to Ronald McDonald Charities. McRae has certainly done more than his share lately.
He's had home runs in 6 of his last 17 games.
Down the left field line. Vaughn over towards the stands. And in foul territory, he's got room. That retires McRae. Leiter comes back to first. One away in the Mets third. Edgardo Alfonzo next.
Third baseman Edgardo Alfonzo.
Alfonzo grounded to first his first time up, but that doesn't really tell you the story. McRae had doubled leading off. Alfonzo got the count to 2-0, and then he hit the ball to the right side, getting McRae to third, and then Olerud drove him home with a sacrifice fly. So a productive out for Edgardo Alfonzo. Weak pop up to the right side, and Veras back. 2 men away. So Leiter still at first, and that'll bring up Olerud. When we talk about Alfonzo in that situation, his first time up, going to the right side. How intentionally is that for a hitter? I mean, what
Should
can
be totally intentionally in circumstances that call for that. You got to be able to do that. Good players can do it all the time.
And you mentioned back then, Ralph, he's an ideal second hitter. I know for a while there in baseball, I thought that giving yourself up became an epidemic. Everybody wanted to give themselves up. There are certain guys, in my opinion, shouldn't give themselves up. A third and fourth hitter, maybe a fifth hitter, RBI guys, take a shot. You don't want a guy trying to manipulate his swing and changing from his strength and just grounding out weakly.
Off the pitcher, Gomez just does recover in time. So the side retired, and after a leadoff walk, the opposing pitcher, Al Leiter, Joey Hamilton escapes unscathed. No runs, no hit.
On hand, we're talking about how big this series is. Plenty of seats still available tomorrow. Right now, the Mets have a 1-0 lead here in the 4th inning. There's a line drive foul off the bat of Ruben Rivera.
Broke his bat.
It's amazing what the gamer means to a hitter, Ralph.
Well, you take it to bed with you most of the time.
Only if you're swinging a hot bat.
That's right. You get one that works.
If it's cold, you leave it at the ballpark.
Don't put your hands in my bat. One of the things that you find sometimes, pitchers who are notoriously bad hitters in most cases will grab your best bat, and then all war breaks out.
Oh. 0-1 on Rivera, batting .283, 4 home runs, 20 RBIs. 1 zip, the Mets on top of the Padres here in the 4th. Check swing. You break another one? I'll bet you Leiter leads the league in breaking opposing hitter bats.
Easy. He breaks more bats than anybody around. He reminds me of John Matlack. He used to break bats like crazy. And then he left-handed that pitches inside. Well, it gets you to do that. This ball is inside, and it's hit off the hands, and another broken bat.
This is a mismatch right now. 0-2 now on Rivera. The Mets and the Padres, second game of this 3-game series. The Mets trailing the Braves in the Eastern Division. The Padres leading the pack in the West. Up high, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
At one time, way back when, they used bats from hickory trees, and they did not break. But the problem was you couldn't pick them up. They were so heavy.
Up high, 2-2. Talking to Lance Johnson, we were in Chicago, he uses a 42-ounce bat or a 45-ounce bat in batting practice. Most of the players today use bats, I guess, around 32 ounces,
maybe
30,
less,
yeah,
30,
31 ounces. Swung down and missed, 1 down.
Of course, the bats today are made out of white ash. He might break this bat, and that would be 3. He's notorious for breaking bats in the dugout.
He looks mad.
He's looking around to see if anybody's watching.
Carlos Hernandez the batter. Just took strike one. Hernandez in his first at bat into a double play. 0-2 on Hernandez. Leiter's got good stuff again tonight. He has consistently had dominating stuff this year.
Second best ERA in the National League.
Inside 1-2, and it must be an uncomfortable at bat for a hitter to face Al Leiter.
Throws a very heavy ball. Hadn't got that many pitches.
No, he just.
I think he's got a twitch.
And the 1-2 pitch to Hernandez. He got severely jammed. Line drive to Lopez. 2 down. So with 2 men out, the batter will be the shortstop, Chris Gomez. Gomez batting .243. In this ball game, he struck out against Al Leiter in the second inning. Inside, ball 1. We talk about how uncomfortable the at-bat is against Al Leiter. You know, you get Greg Maddux. When you face Greg Maddux, it's a very comfortable at-bat. Even though you're 0 for 5, you're comfortable. But Al Leiter, it's a battle. (2-0) on Gomez. Ground ball up the middle. Whoa, what a play, Lopez. Got him. Outstanding play by Luis Lopez. Leiter enjoys it. Do the Padres because they had him in the organization. Well, 3 up, 3 down here in the 4th inning. We play 3.5 and it's 1-0. Mets, what a play. And then the Giants come in. You can catch all the action on Fox Sports New York tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday. That's our Delta Airlines schedule. Mike Piazza like to hit a Delta Airline with a ball right now. He can hit those long home runs. You know, Ralph, you mentioned the Grand Slam to Sammy Sosa 2 in 2 nights. I believe Piazza did that this year, didn't he?
Yeah,
There's a long drive, deep center field, and that is gone. Oh, he crushed that ball. For Piazza, home run numbers 17.
Piazza with 3 Grand Slam home runs in the month of April to set a record. That was when he was with the Dodgers. And right now, Piazza with a tremendous home run to center field. He's at his best when he hits the ball straight away.
And Todd Hundley just fouled it off. It's 0-2 on Hundley.
He knows that's gone.
Jeez.
Cameraman was in trouble.
Todd Hundley pops it up. In the infield, Leiter's calling for it. And makes the grab. 1 down. Mike Piazza just crushed his 17th home run of the year.
And another look from our chase cam. Piazza takes it out over the center field wall. Sky high and goodbye.
Charlie Leno, the cameraman, had all he can do to hold his position. Incoming.
And Carlos Baerga takes a ball. So it's 1-0 on Baerga. 1 man out. Bottom of the 4th. 2-zip Mets.
.40 home runs last year.
Baerga slaps it foul down left field line. 1-1. Baerga with 5 home runs this year and 44 RBIs to go along with that 274 batting average. And he fouls it back, so it's 1-2 on Baerga. And the 1-2 pitch. It's pulled foul. So we'll do it again at 1-2. Padres, the Dodgers, and the Giants all in this homestand, and Mike Piazza would really like to have those long home runs going in bunches. And his former mates, the LA Dodgers, come to town. On Al Leiter, he was talking home run ball with Mike Piazza. Ground ball. Harris, nice play, but he got him. Wow, what a play by Kilby O'Barris. I thought Baerga beat the throw.
Well, you can tell him not to do it, but this is a dangerous thing to do when you slide into first base. He was out. And a great play by Kilby O'Barris.
So they get Baerga, 2 men are gone, and Bernard Gilkey fouls the first pitch back off of Joey Hamilton.
Tavares has to throw across his body here, and he one-hops the first baseman Wally Joyner. And they've said forever that you won't save any time diving headfirst into first base as opposed to going in standing up, and you also run the risk of injury. That was about as close a play at first base as the one that Lopez made on Chris Gomez to win the San Diego fourth.
Gilkey picks up a base hit in the center field with 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the fourth.
That's poetic justice, too, because Gilkey's first time up, he hit the ball very hard, but right at the third baseman, Jim Leyritz. This time he's got a base hit to show for it. So he's hit it hard twice against a pitcher that he's had virtually no success against coming in. Gilkey only 5 for 30 before tonight against Joey Hamilton.
So 2 men are gone. The batter now, Luis Lopez, with Gilkey on first, and he was leaning towards second, but they check him. Lopez struck out his first time up. I know we talked about it before, Ralph, when Ordonez goes down. What's surprising to me is the Mets can put a shortstop on the field, and you don't lose that much defensively.
And you're talking about the best defensive shortstop in baseball, Ordonez. But Lopez is right there. He is outstanding. I think, and it's not much of a difference, that Lopez goes to his left better than Ordonez.
Lopez playing short tonight. Ordonez still nursing the pulled muscle. Gilkey lead off first, and the ball's fouled back. So it's 0-2 on Lopez. Likes those road games, batting .359.
Must be the mail money.
No balls, 2 strikes. Gilkey leading off first base. 2 men are gone. They check Gilkey. Watching all the action tonight on Fox Sports New York. Ralph Kenner, Howie Rose, Pat Lockman. Second game of this 3-game series, the Mets and Padres. Inside. 1-2.
They had, I was going to say, Brand, they had a pickoff play on it first, but Hernandez lost the ball.
Tried to get rid of it too quickly. He was going to go behind Lopez. Lopez flinched when Hernandez started to throw. 1-2 on Lopez. For the best I've seen it, throwing the ball to the bases for pickoff motions or pickoff moves as a catcher, Thurman Munson, especially to third base. He was as quick as anybody. Not only do you have to be quick. You have to have a lot of confidence in throwing the ball to the bases. 1-2 pitch. Lopez takes outside. 2-2.
And Munson used to throw sidearm.
Yeah, when he was in the major leagues, I guess he had hurt his arm. And he had more ball movement on his throws to second base than the pitcher had.
Most sinker ball pitcher. Ball would go down there in a big curving arc, hitting away from the shortstop.
Gilkey with the lead. They check him. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Luis Lopez, the batter. Pitcher, Joey Hamilton. Coming into tonight's action, 9-9 on the season. Bernard Gilkey on first. Lopez, the batter. Fouled off. So we'll do it again at 2-2.
Oh, Gilkey with a fake break on that pitch. He doesn't figure to be running here at all, because if he gets thrown out, it will end the inning, but you can't tell in today's baseball. And Gilkey is not really a stolen base man. He has 5 out of 6. But Hernandez coming out to throw on that pitch was outside.
And the 2-2 pitch inside, ball 3. So 3 balls and 2 strikes.
And he will be running now.
Leiter on deck. And a 3-2 pitch, and it gets by Hernandez. Oh, Gilkey had a shot at going to third. Just assumed he would take a true hop off that backstop, but the ball hit and stayed there. But the Mets have runners on first and second now with 2 out, and the batter Al Leiter.
Well, the ball is a wild pitch. Gilkey might not have seen the ball get away. He had a good shot at going from first to third on the walk.
So Gilkey's on second, Luis Lopez on first. Hernandez out talking to Hamilton.
Carlos Hernandez, the catcher, the second man from Venezuela to play in the major leagues as a catcher. The first was Bo Diaz, and now there have been 3 with Eddie Perez of the Atlanta Braves.
Al Leiter, the batter, walked his first time up. Now he's got a couple key hits this year. He takes a strike. 0-1 on Leiter. It's funny talking to him about how he pitches hitters. Does he take anybody lightly in the National League? He said, "Are you kidding?" He said, "I got a couple hits." He said, "I'm terrible."
Well, he has driven in 4 runs this year.
1-1.
Helping his cause.
Yeah. So 1 ball and 1 strike on Leiter. 2 men are gone. Up high. 2-1. Here's Bochy, the manager of the San Diego Padres, looking on. He's done a nice job since taking over as the manager after Jim Riegelman left for Chicago. Swung on and missed. 2-2.
Whenever Bochy was traded, he had to take his helmet with him.
Custom made.
Had to be redone. He had the biggest size helmet of anybody in baseball.
Swung on and missed. Leiter goes down on strikes. Mets strand 2, but they pick up a. Well, the crowd here at Shea Stadium for the second game of this 3-game series. The Mets 2, the Padres zip. 4 hits for the Mets, 3 for the Padres. Joey Hamilton leads it off for San Diego, and he takes inside. Strike 1. So 0-1 on the Padre pitcher.
Well, this guy was 0 for his first 57 at-bats in the major leagues until he doubled off of Pete Harnish, who was then with the Mets a few years ago.
Down low. He's batting 167 right now, so he's happy about that average.
He's improved.
Hey, did you see where Pete had to leave a game last night because of a tricep injury? Second start since signing a contract extension.
Swung on and missed. 1-2.
The 0 for 57 in his first 57 at bats was the worst start of anybody in the history of the game. one time Bob Buell went 0 for the season. He was 0 for 70 for a season, but not from the start of a career.
Well, it's 1-2 on Hamilton.
Ron Herbel went 0 for 55 from the start of his career, and Herbel, the worst hitting pitcher average-wise in Major League Ball.
Hamilton just struck out. 1 down.
That was the kind of swing that makes you go 0 for 57. So 1 out, nobody on here in the 5th inning. And coming your way tomorrow, the Mets back in action again as they continue their series and conclude it with the San Diego Padres. 7:30 on Fox Sports New York, and then on Friday night, Mike Piazza against his former Dodger teammates. That's the first of a 4-game series. It's all coming up live this week on Fox Sports New York. Please check your local listing.
Kelvio Veras will be watching tomorrow night. It's 0. He's 0 for 2 tonight.
You just buried Veras.
No. He
You
likes.
just said he's not going to be. He's going to be in a hotel watching on TV.
No. He'll be
He's
here.
not playing. That's a scoop.
Veras takes down low. 2-0.
Al Leiter has to be one of the toughest pitchers to catch in baseball.
Yeah, you mentioned that heavy fastball. He's got a lot of ball movement. Sometimes inconsistent with his control.
A lot of pitches in the dirt.
Yeah, I don't like that. That's a nasty slider right there.
He has that good slider. It's a lot like Carlton's slider. Steve Carlton in the Hall of Fame. He now talks to everybody.
Is that right? Foul off. I had an opportunity to interview Steve when he got in the Hall of Fame. He was very intelligent man.
Very loquacious.
Was he up there this weekend?
Yes, he was. And he is affable. Will talk with all the reporters, everything. And at one time, he refused to talk to all the news media.
Ground ball foul. I guess somebody wrote something in Philadelphia that upset Carlton, and he shut everybody out, not just that writer. 2-2 now on Veras.
You know, there were a number of prominent players, I guess, Ralph, who were not at the Hall of Fame induction ceremonies this weekend. Is there any movement afoot by the rest of the Hall of Famers to put pressure on them to come up for one weekend a year?
There is constant movement and constant pressure put on, and of course I don't understand why they don't come. DiMaggio seldom comes, Mays seldom comes, Aaron seldom comes.
I heard Yastrzemski wasn't there this weekend.
He was not there.
Bench wasn't there. Isn't he usually there?
Bench normally would be.
2-2 on Kelvio Veras. 1 man out, top of the 5th inning. Mets 2, Padres 0. Popped up, playable. Piazza makes the grab. 2 down.
They did have a wonderful turnout, other than those that I mentioned. Jackson wasn't there.
Reggie Jackson missed it.
Like Piazza's got to watch out for a loose bat.
Who's?
I don't know. That's,
that's
on the on-deck
heavy
story.
bat, yeah. Weighted bat. It's really the job of the bat boy to get those bats out of the way.
Well, the batter now, Tony Gwynn, he's 1 for 2. He's doubled in this game. He takes a breaking ball for a strike. I know in San Diego last time, Tony Gwynn was talking about how Leiter has changed and he will bust left-handers in now. They were very impressed with Leiter out there in San Diego. That was quite a matchup, Al Leiter and Kevin Brown. Foul ball.
Leiter, the losing pitcher in a 2-1 game out there. Lifetime record is 2-1 against the Padres. Started his career with the Yankees. But he is a great pitcher right now.
0-2 on Gwynn. He takes outside. 1-2. Yeah, the evolution is to the point now where Leiter is highly respected. I believe his stuff was always respected wherever he pitched, but now he's a winning pitcher with that stuff.
and it's mainly because he can get the pitch over the plate where he wants the ball.
1-2 pitch. Foul back as Gwynn hangs tough.
And Gwynn is notorious for fouling out tough pitches, and there's a real good example of a very tough fastball that he just fouls away. This guy's bat control is amazing. His highest average in 1 year was .393, the highest batting average in the National League since 1930.
And he crushes that ball. Looks like Gwynn has another double. He's got 2 doubles against one of the toughest pitchers in the game. That guy can hammer.
His lifetime batting average against Greg Maddux, and this is over a period of a long time, is .434. Maddux, of course, the best pitcher in baseball. This is the swing. Classic swing, no stride. The extension is perfect. The only knock in him is he doesn't drive in a lot of runs.
Last year he had his best year.
Over 100.
So Tony Gwynn hitting his second double.
.393 1 year. The highest average since Bill Terry in 1930.
As Greg Vaughn takes inside ball 1.
Remember last time Vaughn was up, same situation. 2 men were out. Tony Gwynn had doubled. Leiter got ahead of Vaughn 1 and 2, but did not give in to him and eventually walked him. And Leyritz was hit by a pitch, but got Joyner to pop up and end the inning.
Vaughn 1 for 1, doubled and walked in his game. Takes inside 2-0. Talking about Tony Gwynn, last season he batted .372. He hit 17 home runs and drove in 119 RBIs. The first time he went over the century mark in RBIs. And a 2-0 pitch to Vaughn. Swung on and missed. 2-1.
Mets defensively against Greg Vaughn pull the shortstop Luis Lopez around to the hole. Alfonso just a couple of steps off the line. And you see Baerga, the second baseman, pretty close to the second base bag.
Inside, 3 balls and 1 strike on Greg Vaughn.
When you see a batter like they have Vaughn to pull, the hitter should be really thinking that they're trying to pitch him inside.
Gwynn with the leadoff second base. Swung on and missed. 3-2.
Well, that was a perfect pitch right there.
Inside. You know, it's funny, Ralph, you mentioned how you figure they're going to play in the post. Sometimes they're playing a guy to pull, and the pitcher throws him away. But here, Leiter goes back in.
Really tied him up.
He beat him with that pitch. Full count on Greg Vaughn. Jim Leyritz on deck. Vaughn gets a pitch that's out of the strike zone. He chased it and popped it foul and out of play.
And that pitch you really can't hit with the speed of the pitch being in the high 90s.
Gwynn leads off second base. Leiter against Vaughn. And Leiter wins. He strikes out Greg Vaughn for the first time tonight. Vaughn struck out 3 times last night. So the Padres strand Gwynn on second base. They fail to score. We played 4.5 and it's 2-zip Mets.
No matter how high the thermometer climbs or how sticky the humidity gets, nothing will be hotter this summer than the deals you'll get during Jeep Summer Days. Like a 0-down, $319 a month Grand Cherokee Laredo lease with only $814 due at signing. Or during summer days, take advantage of low 1.9% financing. But you'd better hurry in because deals this incredibly hot are bound to cool down fast. Check out this 319 lease at your dealer.
Excuse me. The New York Lotto jackpot is now $40 million.
Cool.
Sizzler presents Invasion of the Giant Crabs. They're huge, a full pound. But they have one weakness. The Giant Crab Feast, just $8.99. Now appearing at Sizzler.
Two to nothing New York through 4.5. Here's our Jeep game summary. John Olerud starting it off with a sac fly after a leadoff double by McRae, and then Piazza homered. Meantime, Tony Gwynn's had a couple of hits, but Al Leiter has been able to keep the Padres off the board so far.
So Brian McRae steps in to face Joey Hamilton. And he takes a strike. Leyritz moves in on the grass for McRae. McRae takes inside, 1-1. McRae will be followed by Alfonso and then the quiet man, John Olerud. McRae loops the ball in the left field, base hit. Ball dropping in front of Vaughn, so McRae
Third baseman
has his second hit of the game.
Well, Leiter with 6 strikeouts, and the last one a big one, getting one. And it's catching Piazza celebrate.
Pitchers only hug you when you can hit home runs.
Leiter is really a animated man. He's a great guy in the club.
So Edgardo Alfonso, the batter, with Brian McRae on first base, and Alfonso takes a strike. Alfonso, in this ball game, grounded out and popped up.
Ground out a big play, though. It came with a runner at second and moved into third base, where he scored on the sac fly by Olerud.
Alfonso hits a ground ball to short. They go to second for one over to first. 6-4-3 double play.
McRae sliding through the legs of Veras, the second baseman.
First baseman John Olerud.
His dad must have taught him that.
No, his dad took the legs with him.
Watch this. Right through the legs. The intent was to kill him.
You know what? His father would have gotten him. His father's a nice guy.
So what you're saying is McRae didn't do the job.
No, he didn't get it. His father would have taken that leg out to left field. His father was one of the dirtiest sliders I've ever seen, but I have said this to him over the years, and he's a very nice guy. Now, Brian's not a dirty slider. That was a clean slide.
That was a little late.
That's what they say makes it a hard slide. So you didn't have to be a hard slider with all those home runs you hit. Down low to Olerud, but he's unable to check his swing, so it's 2-1. Frank Robinson, one of the hardest sliders ever to play the game. He taught sliding to a lot of players. He said the way to slide hard is to slide late.
That was quite late.
Yes. outside. 3-1 on John Olerud. Oh, Davey Lopes. Oh, I'm telling you, we don't have any video of it, but he got hit. I can't believe he's out here. There's a drive in the gap, right center field. Olerud on his way to second base, and he'll hang on with a double.
That's 12-game hitting streak now for John Olerud.
20th double. He's had 4 free base hits and 14 home runs. Right here, John continues his consistent hitting, having an outstanding year. Center fielder Rivera slips out there on the wet grass. He's got a great arm and had a slight chance to make a play at second.
So Olerud on second base, and the batter, and they're going to walk him. They're going to walk Piazza to get to the left-handed swinging Todd Hundley.
Well, obviously San Diego doesn't think Hundley is back. This is unusual. The pitch to Hundley as a left-hand batter. He is much better as a left-hand batter. Now would be the perfect time for Hundley to break out and get his first home run of the year.
Well, he was talking about it on a pregame show, and he said that he was going to try to hit the ball the other way. I think this is going to get his juices going. He's going to try to hit the ball over the wall. So Piazza walks. The Mets have runners on first and second with 2 men out. Dave Stewart going to the mound. Mike Piazza now has 10 intentional walks.
What do you think Dave Stewart could tell him at this point?
Throw it and duck.
Get it over, but don't walk him?
Yeah, he's gonna just relax him. There's not much you can do in the course of the game as far as technique is concerned.
None.
Dave Stewart probably told him just challenge him.
Stewart had a very slow start in his career as a great pitcher, and then came on in the latter part of his career as one of the best.
He was hired in San Diego as an assistant to the general manager. He was made the pitching coach, and now his pitcher, Joey Hamilton, will take on Todd Hundley with runners on first and second. He runs the fastball off the plate outside. Ralph, they never walked anybody to get to you, I'm sure. Inside.
This is ideal now because Hundley can look for a pitch. He's been overactive since coming back. But now he's got to calm down and say, I want one pitch where I can hit it out of the ballpark. If I don't get that pitch, I'll take it.
He pulls it to the right side base, hitting the right field. Here comes Olerud. Twins throwing to third. And Hundley picks up an RBI, but Piazza slides off third base in his tag. But the Mets pick up another run here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Hundley with an RBI single to right field after the Padres walked Mike Piazza intentionally. We play 5 here at Shade. It's 3-zip New York.
Hey, Spearman,